Hello, Renetto. This is the Mass Analyst. Thank you for bringing up the topic that you have tonight. I really appreciate your sticking your neck out for not just yourself, but for all of us. If any of us were to raise a topic, I'm sure that YouTube would ignore us at best, and who knows, they may just suspend our account for having the audacity of speaking up about this subject. But hopefully you're a little bit too well known to be ignored. And if they were to suspend your account, I'm sure that with your connections at this point, you probably could go to a major media outlet and cause quite a firestorm on the internet if they were to suspend your account for bringing up the subject. YouTube does indeed appear to be quite arbitrary and capricious at times in deciding which videos to delete, to remove, and whose accounts to suspend. I'm going to post a link to a video by CapnOAwesome tonight in which he talks about how his video was removed, and it really doesn't appear to violate any of their TOS rules. Now, it's possible that YouTube just made a mistake, and people are human, they do make mistakes. But it's really pretty piss poor public relations not to send a 1 or a 2 line note saying precisely why that video was removed, or precisely what video was responsible for getting your account deleted, precisely why. When people's accounts are suspended, they ought to know precisely why their account was suspended. If they don't know, there's no way for them to make an intelligent appeal. Of course, that's even assuming that YouTube was willing to listen to an appeal, and I haven't seen a whole lot of cases. There may be exceptions, but I get the feeling that they're really not into debating the topic when they suspend you. I'd like to talk about one person's suspension in particular, primarily because he made a video response to you, and in your comments section you said that you might be interested in doing a video response with him, to do a joint video with him. I'm talking about the Red Skull. In his video tonight, he said that he was only suspended for just one reason, and one reason only, that he had posted a phony box office address on his channel. This really isn't the case. I mean, I really don't know precisely the reason why YouTube suspended him. There are so many reasons why they could have suspended him, though. He has created multiple sock puppet accounts to harass various people, and I've posted videos about this in the past. He has taken the voice from, he stripped the voice from one of Firefly 515's videos, and under his sock account Bend Over Girl, he made it look like Firefly 515 was taking a piss on a picture of a few people like Casey Nunez and I forget who else, Helene Exciter. But he's been very happy to borrow freely from other people's videos. Yet he will file a DMCA if someone makes a video about him and uses even a snippet of his video just in order to suppress the criticism of him. But most serious of all, he's made a number of death threats against several YouTube users. Now, his intentions may not have been to carry out the death threats, but nevertheless, he's made a number of death threats. He's done a number of things that I've documented in the past, and so YouTube has had plenty of reason to ban him. But even he deserves a second chance, I believe. He's under the mistaken notion that I was responsible, or at least partially responsible, for his banishment, and that's baloney, and I've told him this, he doesn't believe it. Can't do anything about that. But even he does. However, I think he needs to acknowledge the things that he's done wrong in the past and try to refrain from doing wrong again in the future. I think everyone deserves a second chance. At the very least, it seems arbitrary. When YouTube suspends someone, sometimes they let people come back and sometimes life suspension. I really can't see why anyone needs to be suspended for life. I mean, even a rapist, even a child molester will get a definite sentence. They'll be told, okay, you get 10, 15, 20 years in prison. But no, not with YouTube. With YouTube, it's life. Now, why does someone deserve a longer sentence from YouTube for violating their terms of service? And their violations may even have been unintentional violations, or ones they weren't even aware that they violated. But why does someone get a longer sentence from YouTube than a child molester gets from the prison system? Doesn't make sense to me. So yes, I appreciate what you're doing. It could be any of us who is suspended next. I might be suspended for making this video. I know that Redskull has tried to get my account suspended, or at least he's threatened to get my account suspended a few times. And maybe one day he will write to the right person and succeed. I suspect, though, if my account was suspended, it might be for some reason totally unrelated to Redskull, because he right now is probably on their blacklist, so I don't know how seriously they would take him. But any of us could be suspended, and it would be nice if YouTube were to, at the very least, write a short note spelling out specifically which video was responsible for your suspension, why were you suspended. That way you could appeal it. That is, if YouTube even had the appeal process. Now, as I see it, one of two things is likely to happen in the future if YouTube does not pay attention to your plea. If YouTube continues in the manner it has, then either some people are going to start calling out for government regulation of YouTube. YouTube has become a very important means of communication, perhaps the most popular venue on the internet for posting videos and communicating through this sort of medium. And as such, they have a special responsibility so that people aren't arbitrarily excluded from YouTube. Now, I'm not saying that I'm in favor of government regulation of YouTube. I'm more of a market type person myself, and I'm a little bit queasy about that myself. But I predict that if things continue, people may start calling for YouTube's regulation, just like the government has regulated the airwaves in the past. The other possibility being that sooner or later there may be a competitor coming around who will treat their content providers with a bit more decency and transparency. YouTube is really creating a huge opportunity for another giant like Microsoft to come around if they were to communicate more with their users, if they weren't to be so arbitrary in their decisions as to who to ban and who not to ban. And the way the market typically works is if one corporation gives you bad service, then if another competitor comes along, people will migrate toward that. Now, so far that hasn't happened, largely because YouTube is really the only big boy on the block, and if you want your videos heard by lots of people, YouTube is the place to be. But if this behavior continues, that sooner or later a tipping point will arrive, and I think people will start to migrate away from YouTube. So I hope YouTube pays attention to your pays heed to your plea for them to be more reasonable in suspending people. I hope this, not just because I'm a user of YouTube and I don't want to be suspended, I don't want to see other people being unfairly suspended. And you know, a lot of people are suspended. When they're suspended, they don't just hurt the people being suspended, but they're depriving the viewers of the opportunity to watch their videos. So, good job, Renetto. I appreciate what you've been doing. I hope you can keep up the good work, and thank you very much. This has been the Mass Analyst, under and in.